Come on. Alright, before we started, Shema Yashala Yahawah Alahayanawa Yahawah Lord. Shema Yashala Yahawah Alahayanawa Yahawah Lord. Shema Yashala Yahawah Alahayanawa Yahawah Lord. Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawah, Bahashem RATAZA AHLAHYAMLA ABADDON AHLAHAYANAWA YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM RATAZA BAHASHAM. As the brother and I said, we're here, O Israel, Yahawah, God, Yahawah one, bless you, Yahawah. Bless you, God, in the name of the Spirit. All praises to our Father, our God, our name, our God, name of the Spirit, heaven. Alright, double honor to the Father, the elders, the bishops, great millstone. Much respect to the asking for the work. One, believers, the asking for brothers, you, my sisters, alright, as always, THAWADAH, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, QADASH, giving thanks to our power, the Spirit, gives us understanding, the wisdom, knowledge of the scriptures, that faith, to name, power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM QADASH. Alright, RAWCHAA, today's lesson is edifying, second part of our alright, at the beginning, power, Brother Malkia, Brother ELNUIM. Alright, what's outside that section? Today's lesson will into the war talk. California, the terrorist department are not patrolling during the daytime. That's bad news for a lot of people.
Yeah, they're not patrolling during the daytime. That.
And Shalom to the Akim that's tuning in, who are tuning in.
YAHAWASHI W4Y.
Alright, so the first topic we're going to go into sports. That's a hot topic. That scripture is alive and well. Alright, Matt. Brother got some material for him.
There's only
by the way, about to tell you, if you can let us know how's the audio on your end, do I hear us? Alright. Thumbs up emoji or baton. How's the audio? Ooh, that shit right there, more. You want to say? Oh no. You want? Okay, come. THAWADAH. Alright, so all good. Alright. THAWADAH. Wow. So you got it. So you see the article right there. That's what I'm about to go into. Okay.
It says the Taiwan War may be the next world war, right? And we're going into the article now. It says this Ukraine crisis that we're in right now, this is just a warm-up. Navy Admiral Charles Richardson, commander of U.S. Strategic Command, said at the conference last week, the big one is coming. And it is going to be very long before we're going to be tested in a way that we haven't been tested in a long time, right? And the reason why they're saying is that because there's a lot of other nations that are coming up, being brought up with nuclear arms now. You know, Iran actually came up with their own nuclear, hypersonic, right? But they were actually getting some from North Korea, if I'm not mistaken. Now all of a sudden, now they got the capability, the technology to now create their own hypersonic intercontinental system. And when this Navy admiral saying, we haven't been tested in a long time for this. Such analysis is not new, but for a serving admiral to voice, it is open. Right? But they're basically saying that that they haven't been tested in a long time for this, right? The U.S. in general, right? The U.S. military in general always had that, that complex, like, oh yeah, we don't have to worry about nobody. We got it. We that dude. We show up to the scene, and we f you up, and then you submit to us, and then the war is over because we won, right? That's how the U.S. looks at a lot of things, right? Or actually even in the past to this very day. But now the fact that you got even other nations that are actually leaving NATO, right? It's just a few nations, but NATO is actually starting to slowly but surely pull away from Babylon's group, right? NATO, that they're actually looking to seek on Russia's side, right? You got a few nations that already have done that, right? You got Saudi Arabia that had just pulled away from NATO when they actually, I can say this for myself. When I was overseas, I actually worked with Saudi Arabian soldiers before. When I was overseas, we actually had in the U.S. military, there are partnerships. Now the fact that Saudi Arabia is not on the NATO anymore. They actually came off and spread out, and branched off into the BRICS, right? Which is basically the alliance that the Russians are having, right? They actually have a lot more countries being put into play, and all those countries, right, including Russia, are having a fat evil eye for the U.S., right? Babylon, aka the Great War, right? That's really it, going into that one. And then this is the last one here. It says, did Russia's nuclear tipped drone torpedo Poseidon fail? Right? Stupid. Okay, got it. It says Russia has bragged about its vaunted Belgorod advanced submarine that can launch underwater combat drones, including the Poseidon nuclear-powered and nuclear-tipped drone torpedo, right, known as the Doomsday Weapon. Western intelligence thought a test of the Poseidon was imminent, as the Belgorod was, and the Belgorod is just the submarine, right, the name of the submarine. It says, as the Belgorod recently sailing in the Arctic, but the U.S. Navy spotted the Belgorod leaving the area of operation without evidence of test. Now the Russian sub may not return to the Arctic since the water iced up during the winter. Right? Wanted to get a key point in this too. Quick, bear with me. Okay, it says the U.S. believes that the test failed because the Russian sailors are ill-trained and equipped with armed systems such as the Poseidon that they have overpromised and under-delivered. Right, but this is the thing. You also got to, you got to look at both sides, right? Babylon, the U.S. military, Babylonian military, they're gonna tell you one thing, right? To get your hopes up. When you read this article, you're gonna be like, oh, see, we ain't got nothing to worry about them damn Russians, man. They can't even get their shit right. Right? That's how they're gonna perceive it. It's always, that two-way street. But on Babylon's side, it's always like, oh, it's what we're saying and it's true. They fucked up. Right? But you gotta honestly look at it, right? If the Russians truly wanted to do this, they could have done it. Honestly, the spirit of poverty, YAHAWASHI Shot probably just told them like, hey, don't even bring that out yet. Don't even worry about showing them, because you got it. I'm gonna fucking work with them damn missiles, and you're gonna blow this bitch up. You're gonna fucking destroy Babylon. Don't even worry about it. So I truly believe, this is just me speaking as a man, that when they say so-called ill-trained sailors and equipped arms such as the Poseidon, that basically they're saying that it was overpromised and under-delivered. I truly believe that's just a bunch of bullshit. That's just them hyping up the scenario where that they're like, oh yeah, we don't have to worry about them no more. We got them in check. They swam away from the Arctic waters. We don't have to worry about they damn, their missiles anymore. Which, builds up the stupid false confidence in, Babylon, which people start to believe like, oh, that's not gonna happen. There ain't no gonna be no damn World War III. That's not gonna happen. Look, Russia can't even get their shit right. You know, hey, you know, scripture say, you know, what is that? You know, be not dismayed of something little or big.
Be not ignorant of small or great.
You know, roughly paraphrasing, you know, it could be the fact that, you know, they just don't want to show that shit yet. They're like, nah, you know what? We're not gonna even flex our muscle right now. We don't even got to. We got it. We just, when the day comes, them arrows is flying. Them arrows is flying, and Babylon is through.
All right, so we get these scriptures quick that brought out Psalms 55:23, the King James version. Then we'll get in the NLT version, and then we'll get Isaiah 13:17. Then we're gonna get the scripture that we got. Psalms chapter 55 verse 23, the King James version. But you wanna says, but thou, O YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction, right? The wicked, right? Fucking Edomite. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. But we're going to trust in YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. All right. In the NLT version, it says, but you, O YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, will send the wicked down to the pit of destruction. And that's going to be done by World War III is at its peak, right? That nuclear fire, right? The nuclear thermal woe. It says, murderers and liars will die young, but I am trusting you to save me. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of young people that's gonna die too here and stuff. All right, this is the day of how about all right. Get one more because this is happening right now. Isaiah chapter 13 verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes to be the Russians today. Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not put in it. Right? So Russia is being put in that spirit of war. Right? They're being stirred up pretty much. It's like pretty much like someone is starting a fight. That's how it's doing. He's pretty much starting a fight.
Provoking.
He's provoking. Yeah, he's provoking. Russia. Alright, shit. Fuck him up. Alright, that's why we're kind of seeing that constant war talk between Russia and America. Alright, you guys. Like you know, what we're gonna bring up.
Oh no, I just had to.
Okay. So right now, what we're seeing right now is that war, that hearing wars, the rumors of wars, right? Like for example, in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verses 6 through 8, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And then the T version says threat of war. Okay? See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end not yet. Because there's other prophecies that also has to be fulfilled. Okay? The hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble popping off as school is, you know, the elect men getting that fruit of power, the manifestation of the sons, the whole bunch of etc. Right? Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. Not too long ago, Florida just got hit with another hurricane, Hurricane Nicole. Right? It got hit with a tempest. That's a similar term for earthquake. It's tempest, which is like, you know, like a heavy rainstorm, flood, hurricane, etc. All right, we got pestilences among us, right? Different types of diseases and viruses, and you got famine, shortages growing upon us. While you got hearing wars and rumors of wars, nation going against nation, like the whole Russia and Ukraine, right? All right, and then verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrow. And the NLT verse says, this is the first birth pains of the NLT verse. Sounds pretty good. Okay. It says, and you will hear of wars and threats of wars, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately. Nation will go to war against nation. Why? Because that third world is fast coming. Right? It says there will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world. And notice how I didn't mention pestilence here. Okay, so you got to be careful with certain virgins. Okay? It says, but all this is only the first of the birth pains, with more to come. Okay?
I'm going to grab the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9 through 11. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotion, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass. But the end is not by and by, it is come immediately. Then he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famine and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven.
So that word is direction, right? That's brother read. What's the inspiration? Oh, commotion. So I think commotion. In the NLT version says insurrection. So you got rebellion, revolt, uprising, revolution, insurgence. One that stood out is sedition. And that's actually the second measure, how they shall be sedition among men. So while you're hearing wars and rumors of wars, threats of wars, you got sedition among men. That's going to eventually lead to what? Civil war. Right? So it's just war. It's just the spirit of war is in the atmosphere right now. All right. A lot of these nations are in the spirit of war. Okay.
Actually,
yeah, the world chapter 3.
We forget about the well.
A lot of these nations are being put in that spirit of being ready to go to war. They're being gathered up right now to a certain part of the side.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9 through 12. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
So a lot of these nations are being gathered to experience how YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI get ready to go to war. And then eventually they're going to meet up like in the Middle East area, what is known as the Valley of Jehoshaphat, meaning Valley of YAHAWAH, the Valley of YAHAWAH judgment. It's going to be a great death out there. Okay, great death. A lot of people are going to die. You're going to have a lot of people here in America's military, whether they're already in the military right now or they're being drafted and being forced, that's also going to get sent out there to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, get judged. All right, and then eventually how it's going to pop up. All right, but yeah, so a lot of these nations, right, they're not investing into the things that the people need, like food, the farm, to keep the people fed. They're investing their money into their military, fattening, upgrading their nuclear capability, upgrading their arrows, right? Those missiles that travel from one end of the earth to the other, known as the ICBM, right? They're investing their money. They usually want to invest into training their troops to get ready for this war. All right, that's why all these nations are in the spirit of war. All right, constant wars in war. that makes us constantly pressure, training, day in and day out. But the majority of America's military is more concerned about, which bathroom to use, which latrine to use, which head to use. If he's gonna be a woman today or a man tomorrow, like it's just like all these nations are literally doing some intense training, getting ready to go to war, man.
Most of these countries, man, even they even have Chinese military women that are like punching bricks, fucking kicking through damn wooden fucking like 2x4s and shit. Meanwhile, you got the women out here in Babylon, man, fucking talking about, what nigga fucking rod they about to jump on this weekend. What club they trying to go to and, commit some more folly ass acts this weekend. What else they can fucking do to be more wicked? Girls want to have fun. Hell yeah, man. That's the mindset of these fucking westernized fucking women, man. They rather fucking be on a fucking wicked ass vibration and fucking come to realization like, hey, yo, World War III is about to pop off and your fucking bitch ass, right? You're gonna be sent to that damn war. You're gonna be drafted. And then what you gonna do when a damn Chinese woman fucking punch through your damn face? Or a fucking Russian ass nigga starts slapping your ass? What you gonna do? Nothing.
Since you mentioned that, right? This is a pretty good scripture. Back what? 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman for the child. They shall not escape. So a lot of people are in that spirit, the mindset of, peace and safety, everything is fine, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? That sudden destruction, all hell break loose, World War III really pops off, right? Right? It's going to catch you off guard, man. It's going to catch you off guard. Suddenly, how a woman in travail, when the water breaks, it just catch her off guard. And now she's in pain. She's going through the birth pain. She's screaming like bad hell. Right? Caught off guard. Right? That's how a lot of people are going to be out here, man. They're going to be like a woman in travail, so much pain, not knowing what the hell is going on. That water is about to break. Yeah. It's safe, folks. It's about to break. All right. Let me get this one real quick. The book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and a deal of fire. But back then, the wars back then used to be a confused noise because wars back then was up close and personal. You got both the armies crashing to each other. You got like shields ramming on each other.
That shit was cold back then.
People getting poked with spears or slashed with knives, and you can use noises of like weapons clashing on each other, people screaming and grunting, and the pain of grunting, of being like grunt. It was a very noisy battlefield. It was up close and personal. People were filled with blood, of their enemies' blood, their fellow soldiers' blood, who died out on them. Okay, but this upcoming war is going to be with burning steel fire, because what? It's going to be with those arrows, these nuclear missiles. ICBM. It's going to be like a real life battleship game. B2, C3, E5.
That shit going to be Babylon 1. Destroy that.
Yep. All right. Well, you got it. That's your war, right? Oh, yeah, we already got your war.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 14. And then I'm going to drop down to verse 29. Verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows. For she hath sinned against the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Verse 29. Altogether the archers against Babylon. All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done. Do unto her, for she hath been proud against the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, against the Holy One Israel.
Babylon is a very proud country, man. That's the majority of the mindset that people are in here today. They're in a state of pride. There's not enough fear for YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. Everyone's are lovers of themselves, truth break, seed, not lovers of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, lovers of themselves, right? People be in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2 and down. Goes into that, so people are in that vibe, spirit, right? And real soon, you know, these nations about to start bending the fucking bow on this bitch, but start letting go missiles.
Mind you, we just brought out earlier in that article, and actually something that I also noticed is that Iranian, you know, military, man, they developed their own nuclear hypersonic missile. And they still got the evil eye for Babylon. So that's another one, another nation. That's just they got the nukes now. They got the nukes, even though they were buying them from another place, right, North Korea. Now they actually developed their own shit. And there's gonna be more to come. More nations gonna pull away from fucking NATO and go right into BRICS and be like, hey, look, we on your side, man. Fuck that. Fuck America. We down to blow this bitch up.
Verse 14, I think. Yeah, so verse 14, right? So all the nations that bend the bow, all these nations that have nuclear capabilities, right? They have missiles, right? They're not going to spare not one missile, not one nuke. Going to empty out the clip. All right. You know that song, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, it's going to be nuclear, raindrops keep falling on my head, right? All in the head of Babylon, right? Yeah, all these nations are not going to spare not one missile. YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI is going to put the spirit onto these nations' minds to release every single missile. That's why the scripture goes into how there's going to be like 200,000 missiles is paraphrased in Revelation. That 200 million missiles are going to be sent to Babylon and stored, right? Which is going to cause a lake of fire. Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 14, and then I'm going to get Jeremiah 3 and 6. And then if there's anything you got, you can get out.
Damn, I got it. Let me see what that's.
The book of Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 14 says the great day of Yahweh is near. It is near and hasten greatly, right? Speeding up, right? Because what the days of shortness, but flex. Now there'll be no flesh to shade, right? All right. Even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly, right? Right? Because the mighty, like these soldiers, troops, so-called tough men, mighty men, gonna start crying. They're gonna be like, they're gonna be spirit of women, right? They're gonna fall. They're gonna be crying. This one goes a little more into it. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth prevail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hand on his loins as a woman travail? All faces are turned to paleness. So your face can turn to paleness from being a deep thick fear. You be so afraid that your face is pale. You look like you're dying, like a ghost. Okay? Alright? Because what? Of the things, the events that people are about to see real soon. You're about to see what the day of the Lord really looks like. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Okay, sorrow, destruction, pain, judgment, final destination type test, and worse. You got it.
That precept that I found for Jeremiah 50 and verse 29. This one goes into it, but I'm gonna read it in NLT. This is a book of Isaiah, chapter 47, and verse 10 and 11. You felt secure in your wickedness. No one sees me, you said. But your wisdom and knowledge have led you astray. You said, I am the only one, and there is no other. So disaster will overtake you, and you won't be able to charm it away. Calamity will fall upon you, and you won't be able to buy your way out. A catastrophe will strike you suddenly, one for which you are not prepared.
Esau, hey, you got destruction coming towards you, man. All right. That Esau is very prideful. You know, and those who are new, Esau, we talk about Esau, Edom, so white, right? The fucking thin lip, red back color, right? Right. But anywho, right, you know, that nation, Amalekite, right? You know, they're about to be brought real low. They're about to be destroyed, right? Because of their pride, pretty much deceive themselves, right? Their pride, their wickedness is going to cause them to fall, to be destroyed. Okay. But we don't want to make that lesson just that long. We're going to take the point. Now you about to get into the other topic. All right. We're going to go into how this right here. All right. The water for the precept. Water. Wow. It says California Sheriff's Office will no longer patrol during the day due to catastrophic shortage. So let me staffing. Let me remove that right there. So you can see it. Okay. Okay, so due to catastrophic staffing, yeah, because what we've seen is the grinding season, right? We've seen the unemployment rate increasing, okay, right? And when there's not any police officers, sheriff officers, or enough of them available out there in the public, that's going to increase crime rate. Okay? It's going to increase more wickedness, okay, right? When you don't got enough men to enforce laws, it becomes a lawless society. But it looks like the Wild Wild West out there real soon, right? And it's not looking too good for you women out there too, man.
No.
All right. I'm gonna get it. Okay. Mind you, this is not just happening in California. There's a lot of police force, men and women, Wonder Woman, G.I. Jane that's supposed to be enforcing the laws, right? These cities don't have enough manpower, right? They're losing manpower. They're having a hard time trying to recruit new G.I. Joes and G.I. Janes, right?
Yeah. And it's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3 and 4. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low. He shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yeah. All right, so right when it says that day when the keepers of the house, right, the economies, right, shall tremble. We've seen that. We've seen like the numbers of the stock market dropping. It's not looking too good for the stock market. It's looking too good for the economy. So it's constantly talking about transferring over to the new digital currency, the new form of money, pretty much, right? All right. They're actually engineering the upcoming collapse, the economic collapse, right? It says, in that day shall the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men, right, the rich men, shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are few, right? So, Babylon is known to be a very noisy country, very noisy out there. There's kind of different types of construction going on. Fixing highways, fixing streets, fixing light poles, the constant traffic, whether it's in the air, land, water. You got the whole the landscape company that's a very noisy industry, right? Cutting grass, blowing leaves and shit. It's a very noisy place, but expect to see this place become more quiet, right? You're not gonna hear much of operation going on outside. All right. Expect not to hear much of the people at the deli spot cutting cold cuts, like the butchers and shit. You know, a lot of people that get laid off at work because what? The keepers at the house is trembling. Okay, the economy. Because there are few. Okay, and those that look out of the windows in darkness. So people are going to be stay of hope. Okay, because they don't have wisdom, knowledge. How about God holding it in their inward part? All right, verse 4, right? It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, right? So you expect to see a lot of businesses go out, all right? A lot of stores, you know, to have the foreclosure sign out of business, okay? All right, because what? Keepers of the house shall come, okay? The economy. It says, when the sound of the grinding is low, right? And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So we're seeing that right now too. The daughters of music being brought low. For example, Takeoff took off to heaven. All right, you know, he got
spiritual world, man.
He went back to the heavens, man. All right, and you see a lot of these wicked ass artists, all right, being put to death and being judged. Okay? With the daughter of music being brought low. All right.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do.
Right, so we're gonna come to a time where, you know, there's hardly gonna be any work out here, man. We ain't gonna buy the farm work. Right? There's many articles out there going talking about how there's a mass job layoff happening right now, and there's going to be much more coming. For example, in Bank of America mentioned how every month, about 1,000 employees are going to have to be laid off. Companies are already having a hiring freeze, so they're not hiring anybody. And when once they start letting go of more people, they're not going to try to hire more people because the economy is failing. Okay, all right. They're about to do away with the current currency, the current money, and transition to that digital currency, which is eventually going to lead to what? That problem, right? You used to get that RCHIP. Okay, and based off the article we brought out, how, you know, there's a lot of besides California, there's a lot of other police forces throughout Babylon that's experiencing shortages of manpower. Because of that, they're not able to take certain calls, certain response, certain reports. Now it's to the point where, you know, during the daytime, pretty much during the daytime, there's not a squad out there. There's not a shift for the daytime. Okay, we're about to enter perilous times. Okay. Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Go on, get it.
God, this is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Right, so perilous times full of danger, a time that's hard to bear. Hard to bear what? The hardship, the danger, the things that is going on. Okay, all right, it's gonna be hard to bear. And who's going to have it the worst? Women.
Right, you got in the same book, the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3 and 4. I'm reading in the NLT. It says, for a time is coming when people will no longer listen to sound and wholesome teachings. They will follow their own desires and will look for teachers who will tell them whatever their itchy ears want to hear. They will reject the truth and chase after myths.
And the King James Version, when you read it, goes into that scripture where it says that time shall come where they can't endure sound doctrine. They can't endure this doctrine of YAHAWASHI Yahawashi that the prophets are pushing out. All right, they're not going to be able to endure it. Okay, and they're just going to keep on. They're going to take they're gonna heap onto myths, fake doctrines, like doctrines that other camp bug out camps are teaching, because it sounds pleasant in the ear. They're being told what they want to hear, even though it's not the truth, because they just can't bear with the truth. They can't swallow the bitter parts of the scripture. Okay. And this is Matthew chapter 24 verse 12. And because iniquity, right, sin upon sin, wickedness, right, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And we've seen that because wickedness is constantly growing here in Babylon, AKA America, and throughout the whole world too, right? Because iniquity is constantly abounding, increasing, right? The wickedness, right? We're seeing that the love of many people wax colder and colder. Not too long ago, where Elder recall, and the other elders and the big brothers out there were lately was throwing up, which is the rightful thing to do, throwing up curses upon towards that rebellious house, especially on the wicked ass black women, started with them, right? The wicked Israelite women started with the so-called black women, right? Throwing them heavy curses, and then boom, immediately you hear a woman screaming, ah! Immediately, all right. So Eve got crushed at one of the brothers' job, screaming, howling. It was awful to the point where everyone had stopped at work. And then another good one, a so-called priest, right, a chick teaching at a church, got shot at the head at church. All right. So expect to see more of that. Expect to see the love of many wax much colder as we enter the time we're coming into. The year 2023, which is supposed to be the year of hell. Okay? All right, we hope so. We desire that. And expect to see the love of many to wax much cold when there's not much police officer that's supposed to support Esau's law. Okay? Yeah.
I wanted to go back to this again, the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3 and 4, right? Reading the NLT version, right? There's a greater understanding here. Right? It says, for a time is to come, for a time is coming when people will no longer listen to sound and wholesome teaching, right? These people, the 2/3 of our people, they're not going to want to listen to the truth. They don't want to hear the fact that, all hell is coming to an end. The fact that they had a lot of freedom here under Esau, Edom, fucking, scrutinize the so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. The fact that they had the power over the men here, they don't want to fucking know the truth of what's truly going to happen. Especially the fact that, perilous times are coming. And we're trying to show them that. Trying to show them like, hey, look, you just back, repent, cleave on to the Israelite man, YAHAWAH RATAZA, you are found worthy to, bear his seed if he's one of the elect men, right? So I wanted to go into this. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 8. And verse 10 is the point, right? And it says, now go write down these words, write them in a book, right? This Bible. They will stand until the end of time as a witness that these people are not that these people are stubborn rebels who refuse to pay attention to the Lord's instruction. They tell the seer, stop seeing visions. They tell the prophets, don't tell us what is right. Tell us nice things. Tell us lies. So that's what it comes down to, at the end of the day, they're not, going back to 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. That for a time is coming when people will no longer want to listen to the sound and wholesome teaching because they don't want to hear the truth no more. And then it says, they will follow their own desires and will look for teachers who will teach them whatever their itchy ears, want to hear. And they will reject the truth, chasing lies, right? So following that, verse 11 says, this is also them saying this to the prophets, right? It says, forget all these gloom, get off your narrow path, right? Because being in this truth, serving Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, this is a straight and narrow path. You can't walk alongside with everybody. Straight and narrow path. Not many people come on this path. Right? So stop telling us about your Holy One of Israel. This is the reply of the Holy One of Israel. Right? Because you despise what I tell you. Right? And he's the servants of prophets are basically the ones, saying what Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is telling through the prophets, right? It says, trust, because you despise what I tell you and trust in oppression and lies, calamity will come upon you suddenly, like a bulging wall that bursts and falls. In an instant, it will collapse and come crashing down. You will be smashed like a piece of pottery, shattered so completely that there won't be a piece big enough to carry coal or fire or little water from the well. So a lot of these women are going to be brought low to the point where they're going to be fucking fucked up like that. This is where it also says, we should try to admire the street. Look, that's going to happen now. That's literally all from them not wanting to take heed to this wholesome teaching, the doctrine, the truth. Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI.
2/3 about food.
Yeah, no, 2/3, yeah.
And mind you, right? Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 8, right? Say the time to love and the time to hate, the time of war, the time of peace. When a time of war, right? Because what we hit the war, right? It say the time, and it said we're definitely a time of hate, because what we're seeing love any like hope. Because what iniquity shall abound at the point of war. Wickedness is increasing. So, when that time comes where you don't have access to 911, you can't call Esau Edom and his slave patrols for help, right? Then who you gonna call?
Can't call no damn Ghostbusters.
They're not call that shit, because not even Ghostbusters gonna save your ass from the strange apparition.
They're gonna see that shit like, look, we ain't beat for this.
Yeah, but real talk, man. Like when all hell really do break loose, man. All right, you dial 911, and there's no one. There's literally no one or nothing picking up. Not even the AI or the robot shit picking up. The answer machines, it probably won't even ring.
Yeah,
right? Because what was supposed to there's supposed to be a blackout, an EMP threat, right? So so your communication source is going to be knocked out. So what you gonna do then? There's no police officers out here, no sheriffs, there's no man or woman king out here trying to enforce laws. The communication is out, right? What you gonna do then?
Esau even got the button to push the lights out in his bitch right now, if he wants.
Yeah.
The only thing that would truly be activated and on still is the damn 5G towers and all the damn surrounding fucking radiation towers that are around it. It could fucking, cause a lot more fucking destruction up here. He's also talking about he has to make something be so bad up here to force people to go to the damn FEMA camp because they want protection.
Yep. People gonna be willing to go to the fucking FEMA camp to help, but then when you go to the FEMA camp, you gonna get destroyed there too. There's only one way out, and the scripture right here that you want to go, 2 Kings chapter 17 verse 39. But Yahawah your God, ye shall fear. So that's what we gonna fear. We gonna fear our power. How much we ain't gonna fear man. Okay. Lord willing, we will still have that spirit on us. He shall deliver you out of the hands of enemies. And all hell break loose, right? Right? We're gonna have faith in our power, y'all. Lord willing, and we be delivered. All right, in those times, we delivered from the hands of our enemies. Okay. And like the brother mentioned earlier, how there's gonna be a time where people can't endure sound doctrine. They're gonna they're gonna be seeking for the false doctrine, myths and shit, right? Because they can't endure the very doctrine we have about to start, right?
right? Then you're also going to have people out there that's seeking for answers too, right? Isaiah chapter 24, verse 10 to 12. The city of confusion, America, is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in, right? In the city, everything is in chaos, and the people lock themselves in their houses for safety, right? Lock themselves in safety. And then verse 11, there is a crying for wine in the streets, right? For answers, right? All hell break loose, right? You got no more 9/11 to call. You got no more Esau Edom to call and rely on, right? No, right? Now you just out there to catch the pure flock of hell, right? You don't got the wisdom and knowledge to be stable, right? Right? Because you rather take heed onto the myths, fable, because you couldn't endure the sound doctrine. So now you out there to answer, right? All joy is darkness. The mirth of the land is gone. Right now, the majority of people here are in the spirit of mirth, joy, people, living it up, having a great fucking time. But real soon, the land, or the mirth of the land is going to be gone. It's going to be spirit of death, fear, sorrow, tribulation. Okay, all right. And then verse 12. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. It's going to look like a war zone out here, right? But now you got pretty much everyone lost everything. They pretty much lost everything. There's no more Esau Edom to call on. To call on his modern day Roman slaves of gold, right? Just Esau to call. Right. There's no one to come to get aid, right? All right. It's just a complete war zone outside. It's like a first society out there, right? We're gonna have civil war going on. Different types of wars going on. It's gonna be looking real bad out here. All right. See how not having enough manpower of police officers can cause a bigger domino effect to society. It can cause a lot of crimes, and eventually it will lead to a war zone or first society. All hell breaks loose. All right.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 9 through 12. Verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice. Ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, and the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant field, for the fruitful vine.
Just to know that the majority of our women are careless. They're lazy. They're at ease because society caters to you, wicked ass hoes, wicked fucking demons. Right? Everything supports you. It caters to you. It's all about you. You got government assistance. You got EPT. You got women care, women liberty, child support. Esau's on your side, but really he's just deceiving your ass, man. He's weaponizing you, right, to destroy us as a nation. Okay, right? You're already careless, right? You're at ease, you're already comfortable. This is your queendom right now, right? And you're supposed to take heed to the doctrine when you hear the prophet of YAHAWASHI W4Y speaking about the hard times, like the day of the Lord. You're supposed to tremble, you're supposed to be brave, you're supposed to want to give right with our power and worship our power by cleaving onto a man of the Lord. That's how you serve YAHAWASHI W4Y, is by cleaving onto a man of YAHAWASHI W4Y and serve him. Okay? Alright? But then again, we can't tell you shit because you know it. Right? And real soon, YAHAWASHI WRY is gonna start taking the goodies away from you. But take away everything away from you that brings pleasure to the flesh. All right, he's going to take away your access of being able to travel to the next city freely, right? He's going to take away the freedom of being able to gather abroad with the whole ass top friends, all right. He's going to take away the luxury of being able to beautify yourself. You can put a horse ass hair on your neck, put cum brothers on your eyebrows, put makeup on your face, looking like you celebrating Halloween every fucking day. Like witchcraft, pretty much, right? All that makeup and shit. All right, you getting fucking Freddy Krueger's done on your fingernails and shit, right? Probably about to take he about to take everything away from these women, everything, and make you fucking suffer to the point where you're gonna be wishing that things can go back to the way it was. But guess what? I'm gonna hit you with the truth. Things ain't going back to the so-called wickedness. No. This place is gonna crumble down, so the kingdom of heaven can be ushered in, where everything's back in righteous order. Okay, it's only gonna get worse from here on now. So gird up thy loins, pretty much get ready to catch fucking heaven. Okay, because you women are not gonna learn until all hell breaks loose.
I wanted to ask what you were saying. You were saying that women, they say people is doctrine, but they're basically like applies the word. Yeah. Right? I want to grab this NIV, Psalms chapter 50. We'll grab verse 17, 18, and 19. Right? And it says, verse 17, it says, "You hate my instruction and cast my words behind you." Right? When we're prophesying on the highways and byways, we're trying to give you instructions. We're trying to get you to take heed to this doctrine and get you to come back, show you your transgression, right? Just so you're so fucking prideful that the words that we're saying, literally, it's like it goes in one ear and out the other, and you just fucking stop them out. You literally have too much pride that it literally built. It puts a fucking wall up to what a man is trying to tell you, because you think you're above it. Right? You think you're above these servants of God. You think you're above the Lord, honestly. Right? It says, when you see a thief, you join with him. You throw in your lot with adulterers. Are you not fucking throwing down with Esau Edom? Is he an adulterer? Aren't you not fucking, coming against us through the fucking through the white man? He really has all these damn things set up for you in this fucking world, and you fucking use that to come against fucking, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, right? Like child support is the biggest one that our people suffer from. You take the kid away, but we gotta pay you for the child. And I speak from experience. I deal with that, right? It says, you use your mouth for evil and harness your tongue to deceive.
You are a clamorous woman. You're loud. You talk about shit. You're loud.
Brother couldn't have said it better than that. Literally.
Simple. You know nothing. Like first day that you're clamorous. You're simple. You know nothing.
And also too that the Lord has not imparted wisdom in the woman.
Yeah, he deprived her of wisdom and imparted understanding.
Yeah. You think you got fucking wisdom and knowledge, but you don't. The only fucking wisdom and knowledge you have is of a bunch of bullshit of this world that Esau Edom allowed you to have.
You got that feminist wisdom and knowledge. That shit comes with death, loneliness, depression.
You think you're above a man.
Being a dot, a whore, a harlot. That's the term, harlot. Okay?
You think you're above a fucking man. At the end of the day, when all hell does break loose, we don't warn you. And you don't see us on the highways and byways no more because we've been pulled out. And you're like, damn, what they were saying was right. I should have took it. Ain't gonna be none of that. I should have done that shit. Because you should have done it. Now you reap what you sow. Now you gotta deal with it. And if our Lord had, our Lord and Savior, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, if I has mercy upon you, to cleave onto an elect men, then so be it. But until then, hey, you on your own.
Like
with that pride you got.
Like that scripture you read, Isaiah chapter 32, verse between 10 or 11, it says many days and years shall have trouble.
Yep, many days and years shall you be troubled.
You want to go catch hell for quite some time. All right? It's not going to be a one day or one or overnight. But you going to catch hell for quite some time. So, to humble your wife. Okay?
Humble your ass greatly.
And you read something how like about how like they despise the law, like that.
It says, you hate my instruction and cast my word behind you. When you screw the thief, you know, you join with them and you cast the lot with adulterers. It says, you use your mouth for evil upon your tongue for deceit.
Right, so to back that up, came to mind was 2 Ezra chapter 9, verses 9 to 12. Then shall they be in 50 kings, which now have abused my way, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell on it. That's why you know, we heard about people, right? Especially women, because there's more women than men in our nation, but women in general, right? Like, who we dwell in women, but you despise the word about power. Alright? You will dwell in torment. Verse 10. For such as in their life have received benefits, and women got a lot of benefits, right? You receive all the goodies, right? And have not known me, right? And they that have loaded, right, despised, right, my law, while they had yet liberty, and when place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. So the only way, pretty much 2/3 of our people are going to finally understand death by pain. All right, especially you women. All right, the only way you want to finally learn and understand is death by fucking pain. You gotta catch hell. You gotta die.
That's why, service prophets of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, we're on the highways and byways, trying to get our people to come back, right? To turn from their transgression, turn away from their wicked deeds, right? We grab this in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5 and verse 7. It says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. But that's not plain and simple right there, literally. Make no tarrying. Don't wait to come back and repent. Don't wait to be. Don't be like, man, look, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. Nah, man, we're not in those times right now. We're not in those times where you gotta wait, try to turn back to the Lord and try to get right. The Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. We know times now you gotta get right now.
Don't be like I believe it when I see it. Guess what? By the time you see it, you're gonna wish that you have fucking believed it before you see it. Okay? Don't wait until all hell breaks loose. Don't wait until your power goes out. You can't turn on the water. You can't take a shower. You can't flush the toilet. Let's say it happens during the winter time. Now you got no heat, right? Your refrigerator powers out. So now all your fucking cold cuts and and your fucking pork chopped ribs and all that shit is out. It's getting spoiled. Your milk getting spoiled. Right now you gotta throw all that shit out. You gotta try to heat up the shit as quick as possible. Right? Don't wait until you are finally put in a very tough situation where now you want to get right. No, do it now while place for repentance is still open.
Yep, I was about to say that. But the doors of mercy are still open. By the time you say you see it, by the time you actually see it, right? You're talking about I'd rather see it to believe. By the time that happens, hey, the doors of mercy is closed, man. You can see it as the ark, man. That spiritual ark the doors is closed. Man, that shit ain't being opened anymore. No matter how hard you bang on it, no matter how hard you drop on your knees and try to, confess your faith to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, it don't matter. Because you should have seen or there was room for repentance.
Marshall, for the brothers who are just coming in, those who are just tuning in, we're going over this article right here, right? California Sheriff's Office will no longer patrol during the day due to catastrophic attacks, right? So, the times will come where, people want to realize, like, damn, like our people, right? Those who stop talking all shit, making the terror turn back to the Lord, right? When they're going to realize that they can't call 911 no more, women are going to come to realization, damn, like, they need a man, right? They would have to purify from hell, right? I'm going to get this right quick. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. Okay? It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, like the elect men, right? Men of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. Even a man that the golden wedge open, right? So precious, right? YAHAWAH. YAHAWAH goes into esteem, and esteem goes into respect and admiration, typically for a person that's cool, the elect men that's been deprived, and who's been looked down on, okay, right? Society is deprived, be valuable, right? And why these men are going to be valuable? Because they're going to be extremely important. Why are they going to be extremely important? You got that Isaiah 32. But the reason why these men, right, these men are going to be more precious than fine gold, because in Isaiah 32 and 2, right?
I got you. The book of Isaiah, chapter 32 and verse 2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of waters in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land.
So the elect men are going to be the new 911 call. Right? They're going to be the Ghostbusters. Right? They're going to have that spiritual power. Okay, all right. They're going to be able to provide that hedge of protection when all hell breaks loose for you women. Okay, because he has the hedge of protection upon him from YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. The only way you women are going to be able to have that hedge of protection if you cleave on to these men that's made more precious than fine gold. Right? These the sons of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, like your brother's camp, right? YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, right? When I cleave on to one of them, cleave on to one of them, you got to bear one of their child. All right? You got to become one of their wives, put on their name, seed their sperm so they can improve for multiply too. Okay? Yeah, so when all break loose, there's no more police, no patrolling, right? All right? That's when reality is going to kick in. It's going to roundhouse Eve in the face like, damn, shit. You saw how the majority of women was panicking during the first lockdown, right? Speaking from experience, right? During the first lockdown, all of a sudden, I'm attracted. All of a sudden, bitches want to get right. They want to serve a man. It was some will start trying to get into the Bible and trying to get religions. And the moment that fucking lockdown got lifted, you can go back out to the world. Oh man, it was all fucking front. But this time, nah. But once that second lockdown happened, once all hell break loose, it's just gonna be worse from there on out.
I got a precept at 12. Just like the brother was saying, so many few men that the elect men are compared to rare, pride. This is Isaiah 24 and 6. It says, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth. They that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned. Few men left.
Ooh. Well, and what comes to mind with Isaiah 4:1. So few men left.
Yep.
That 7 women shall take hold of one man. That's the NLT version. But 7 women shall take hold of one man. And the NLT version say they shall be so few men that 7 women shall fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. We'll wear our own, we'll be our own bread, our own apparel. Just let us take on thy name. So take our reproach. Paraphrase goes into resting upon shame. You're gonna feel despicable, feeling like they deserve to be hated. They feel like shit. They feel worthless. Okay, and then the T version says to be mocked as old maid. For old maid is pretty much going to a woman that's too old to have a husband, to have children. She's an old maid. Okay, all right. But is there anything else?
Did you read it? Elder?
You can write on it. Then we'll close it with that. The time's coming in. The time's fastly approaching, man. Like the brother brought out earlier, that the day of the Lord is hasten greatly.
Yeah.
Right, speeding up, man. All right. 2 Timothy chapter 3, First Timothy chapter 2, verse 15.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in the faith and charity and holiness with sobriety.
You hear that? Israelite woman, so-called black woman, so-called Latino woman, so-called American Indian woman, right? Only way you won't be saved is one, you come across, the elect man of YAHAWASHI WAHBAHASHAM. And if he decides to accept you as one of his wives, you have to get pregnant and bear his children. Right? And if you ain't down with that, well, guess what? Possibly should say your wife's in the streets. Right? Get destroyed. See your wife in the kingdom of right. ABADDON, blessed was edifying.
All
right. We're going to close out by giving much due our praises, honor, and glory to
YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM QADASH.
THAWADAH to the apostles, the elders, Bishop of the Great Millstone. Respect to the sincere for our lady's work. Shalom to you believers, to the Hakim Aqua brothers, my sisters, true. All right, as always,
DTA Abad Bahasom Yasharala.
We're going to end it with scripture right here. All right. It says Matthew chapter 3, verse 2, saying, and ye, the kingdom of heaven at hand. Repent, Israel, kingdom at hand. All right. Before we get into that kingdom, go to that great relation.